So a few weeks ago, I told you that I had a mouse running around the house. And this thing started becoming more and more of a nuisance. And I also told you that I originally caught it in a sticky trap and that he wouldn't fall for the sticky trap again. And sure enough, he never went back and hit another sticky trap. So I went out and bought a couple different types of traps and he didn't fall for any of those either. So this thing had a way into the walls. We could hear it behind the walls scratching, gnawing on things, probably wires and pipes and stuff like that. And we'd keep having to knock on the wall to make him stop so he didn't destroy something back there. Then one day Jackson, my hunting dog, just starts barking like crazy in the laundry room. So I go in the laundry room and I'm looking like, what is it? Anyways, Jackson had this mouse pinned under the laundry room sink. This mouse comes flying out of there, jumping around, moving so fast, I can barely see him, and he ends up ducking under the dryer. I pull the dryer out immediately, and like a little magician, he just disappeared, nowhere to be found. And a couple hours later, I could hear him running through the walls of the house. So knowing that this mouse wasn't gonna fall for the peanut butter sticky traps anymore, I started trying to outsmart him and throwing cheese cubes out for him to eat every night. And every morning I'd wake up, those cheese cubes would be gone. And after about a week of feeding this thing cheese cubes, we went out and bought these old-fashioned mouse traps. The old ones, the original mouse traps. And baited it with cheese cubes. And I set them in the laundry room, the kitchen where he kept eating all the cheese cubes, and I put one in the game room. Because the night that I set these traps, I was hearing something in the game room. And I called Jackson in here and he started sniffing around and started barking at the curtains. And I kept looking behind the curtains, looking behind the TVs, and I couldn't see anything, but Jackson knew this mouse was back there. So I set the trap in the game room and went to bed. And the next morning I woke up, I went and I looked in the kitchen and I saw that the trap hadn't been touched. And I went in the laundry room, saw that trap hadn't been touched, and I'm thinking, man, I'm never gonna catch this mouse. And then I came in the game room, and guess what? I finally caught this punk mouse. And in celebration of catching this mouse, I decided to play Tom and Jerry. With that being said, today we have 3 more games that we'll be adding to the collection. Let's check them out. And the first game up is one of the top 5 rarest complete in box games on the system. The cart and manual are not that hard to find. What makes this game so hard is the box and especially the poster. And that game is 3 Ninjas Kickback. 3 Ninjas Kickback was developed by Malibu Interactive and published by Sony. It kicked into stores in 1994. Grandpa Mori leads the 3 ninjas in the final stages of his ninjutsu training program. He tells the boys that he must return to his village in Japan and present a ceremonial dagger to the winner of the martial arts tournament. It's said the dagger holds the key to unlock a mystical cave of gold. Word gets around and they develop a plan to steal the dagger. So the 3 ninjas must save their grandfather and return the dagger to the rightful owner. You play as Rocky, Colt, or Tum Tum. 3 Ninjas is a beat-em-up platform game. It's another one of those trial and error games. You fight ninjas, kids, bats, birds, and also dodge some boulders. The graphics are okay, but sometimes things blend together and you can easily walk into spikes or other traps if you're not careful. The controls are okay as well, but it can be easy to slip off things. Use the A or Y button to attack. The type of attack you do changes based on the proximity to the enemy. X is a bomb button that allows you to launch a secondary weapon. You can find food that will replenish some energy, a yin-yang symbol that'll refill max energy, and tokens which give you an extra life when you collect 100. There are other items you can find to help you on your mission as well, like weapon power-ups and a red crystal ball that destroys all enemies on the screen. The music in the game is pretty groovy, and I was able to make my character dance to it. Overall, 3 Ninjas is an okay game, but it's not great. There are many better beat-em-ups on the SNES. 3 Ninjas Kickback is game number 189 for the collection, and I got the box for $815 shipped. Then I got the manual for $135 shipped, and I found the cart for $105 shipped. and that brings our total up to $1,055. And at $1,055, that brings our total up to $31,467 for the collection. And the next game up is Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was developed by Beam Software and published by High Tech. It released for the Super NES in 1993. After seeing a premiere of their new film, Tom and Jerry the Movie, Tom and Jerry got stuck at the theater because they were fighting. So you have to make it back home to safety. Tom and Jerry is a platforming game where you control Jerry or Tuffy if you're playing a two-player game. You have a few moves to take out enemies. You can throw marbles straight at them with A or X, lob marbles in the air with Y, or jump on their heads. You can also find things to help you in each level, such as cheese bits, which will give you an extra life after collecting 100, and cheese wedges, which replenish a heart on your health meter. The levels have a time limit, but I learned that the hard way because there's no timer on the screen. They just decide to surprise you when you're out of time. The controls are decent, but the double jump takes some time to get used to. You have to jump and land, then wait for Jerry to do a bounce on the landing, and then jump again to give you a slight boost in height. This is also yet another platform game that has blind leaps of faith, making it a trial and error game. The visuals look great, but the music is pretty generic in the levels and not memorable. There's 11 levels and 4 boss fights, and all the boss fights are with Tom. Overall, Tom and Jerry is a decent platform game that's worth giving a shot. Tom and Jerry is game number 190 for the collection, and I have $50 in trade for it. And at $50, that brings our total up to $31,517 for this SNES quest. Last but not least is another really rare game, and that game is Metal Warriors. Metal Warriors was developed by LucasArts and published by Konami. It released for the Super Nintendo in 1995. The planet Earth has been at peace for the last 50 years, but over the last 3 years, UEG military outposts have been at war with the Dark Axis, led by Vinkaraman, that wants to rule the Earth. Metal Warriors is a side-scrolling action platform run-and gun game. Say that 5 times fast. In single player, you make your way through 9 missions in order to save the Earth. You play as one of 6 robots. Each have their own abilities, but they're all loaded with goodies. You have your main weapon, special weapons, shields, jetpacks, and they're all a blast to use. You can also find power-ups that allow you to change gravity, and there are health power-ups as well. If you take on too much damage, your robot is useless. However, you can find other robots in the level to fight with. It has a good story with cutscenes, but if you just want to play the game, you can turn the cutscenes off in the options. 2-player lets you go head-to-head with a friend. You get to choose any robot you want, and some stages have all the robots you can change into. The game is absolutely awesome. It has excellent controls, great graphics and sound, and the gameplay is super fun. Metal Warriors is expensive and hard to find, but I highly recommend playing this game any way you can. Metal Warriors is game number 191 for the collection, and I got the box for $300 shipped. Then I got the manual for $360 shipped, and I got the cart for $290, bringing our total up to $950. And at $950, that brings our total up to $32,467 for the Super Nintendo Complete in Box Quest. Let's get these games on the shelf. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. I'm completing the entire Super Nintendo library, complete in box, right here on this show. Also make sure to leave a thumbs up for Metal Warriors. Until next time, I'm Gamer Wayne, and thanks for watching.